Hello, I am Technical Sergeant William Chennault, Quality Assurance Inspector, 23rd Maintenance Group, Moody Air Force Base, Georgia. Today I'll be talking with you about a project I was a part of with coming up with local manufactured aircraft parts needed to repair an TSgt helicopter. First, I will describe team performance. Second, leadership and management skills. Third, diversity in the team. And lastly, project management impact. First, my team had more of advancers and executors due to there already being steps and processes for making the items in place. This was needed so that steps already in place could be picked up by an advancer and be pushed with ease to the executor. This was done between shifts so it would make for an easier turnover. For example, hey, I got this paperwork and materials together, I need you to route this to the back shops for completion and make sure this is done, so on and so forth. That executor would have the whole day or his shift or however much time he needed to complete that task, to obtain the parts faster and with more continuity. Second, as far as management skills are concerned, I used the controlling/leading concept. This was due to, as I mentioned in earlier steps, already in place for making the items. I controlled this by ensuring that the items that needed to be processed were done, along with making sure the rest were scheduled based upon our aircraft availability needs. For leading, I was making sure the team knew our goal and gave them a sense of pride, all with me right beside them working towards our goal and getting the project done. Leading was needed in more of a lighter sense as my team was put together based upon the diversity of the individuals I chose to complete this task, which I will talk about next. My team's diversity was managed based upon job knowledge, admin skills, work ethic, and probably to your surprise, one individual without as much of any of those. This gave an opportunity for my crew and myself to teach and bestow new knowledge upon an airman who would gain the skills, as I mentioned earlier. By completing the project, it gave that individual a sense of pride and belongingness to a team, and knowing his work helped lead to a helicopter flying because of something that he made or helped make. All while helping my crew gain leadership skills of their own and leading that airman towards our goal when I wasn't around or on shift with them to help them do that. This project helped in a sense to our resource management, as the helicopter costs roughly around $40 million. And if that helicopter can't fly, that is a really big wasted resource, and not really managing our resources doing it that way. We have steps in place like Hangar Queen. Hangar Queen is essentially when the helicopter hasn't flown in 30 days, it goes into a Hangar Queen status. And then from there, that has a category 1, 2, or 3. You don't want to get to any of those. Basically, what that means is once it enters Hangar Queen status, it gets routed up to different levels of leadership. So once you get all the way up to category 3, you're into the realm of notifying ACC that, hey, we've got this helicopter. It's been on the ground or sitting in a hangar for 30 plus days, and somebody up high wants answers on why we have that $40 million asset, and it's sitting on the ground. It's made to fly, not set on the ground. It's not going to the air park or to a museum. Lastly, I will describe how the project management concepts impacted our team and our project. There's a local manufactured part program, however, was established very well. Our project was ultimately the forefront of making it so it can be reproduced as a program with minimal work required. What this means is that we made the program possible by completing our project. By using Project Management Triangle, we were able to keep the scope, time, cost at even intervals due to the proper coordination with back shops and our production to ensure facility and aircraft availability so that we could complete the products. one instance we had was TCTO, which is a time compliance technical order. Basically, when we have new items, new materials made for a helicopter, or it might be a modification, i.e., our overhead cores restraint system. It's something that we can hook to attach our belts to so that you don't essentially fall out of the helicopter. What happens is a lot of the times is when these aircraft go through heavy maintenance depot facilities and whatnot, if those parts get misplaced from a TCTO, then those parts have to be local manufactured after that. Due to the contract, the Air Force only giving you one kit per aircraft, and if you lose those parts or damage those parts, the way that's coded with LRS is that it has to be local manufactured because they've already supplied you with the part before. So really the end goal of this project basically gives us the paperwork and availability of items needed to produce these parts, because there's no way we can send a helicopter up without a restraint system. That's something you can't hook to, and you get into the situation of one helicopter's broken, so you take its parts and put it on this aircraft, and now you're playing musical parts with all the aircraft. Ultimately, this would lead us to future projects and establishing and monitoring a controlling aspect. Once it got up and going, it would be easier for us to keep going based upon our past work and our past experiences with making all these parts. We can set up packets, folders, digital versions of the stuff to where, okay, we need this part made again in the future. All someone would have to do is, now that we've completed that project, pick up with that program and press on. They would be able to take the work, submit it without having to route it and do all the work that we laid down as a foundation with our project. After all the parts are completed, we reviewed the project, we reviewed our binders, reviewed our digital copies, and all this, as I said, to prevent future aircraft downtime and wasting our Air Force resources and taxpayers' money. Thank you.